main one is just that line there. If that they've been building it from the other side up, which has been a bit of a problem. It looks like we've got our final battle at hand. Am I right in reading that, chat? Is the battle ready? Oh no, there we go. The battle is here now. Right, well, before we get down to that, we're going to just finish off this little chimney here. As that battle is going to mark the end of the stream. I want to get a few more little odds and sods done before we wrap things up. Another printable. Let's go ahead and... No, we'll take the blossom seeds. Food is decayed, rotten meal lice. That is perfectly fine. I do not care over much about this. Let's have a look down here. What's the temperature? Not too bad. We're bringing in rather warm regolith now. Alright, yeah. This is not going too badly at all. Let's go ahead and get our last copper steam turbine in there. Might as well on that point, because honestly, now that this system is running, it's regularly bringing in 200 plus degree regolith into the system. That it cycles for quite some time, actually, before it dumps it. Let's see what sort of temperature we're going to see on the regolith at the time it gets down here. Yeah, just shy of the 140. And the steam over here is only 125 degrees, but over there... No, this is actually pretty solid. I'm very, very happy with this. And our shovels are continuing to breed. We're over the 10 million calorie point, which is kind of bonkers when you think about it. And by kind of, I mean is. Now, one of the things I'm considering over here, it just occurred to me. Actually, no. We will continue cooling that. There's every reason to continue cooling that. How much can Sweepy carry? Doesn't actually carry that much when you think about it. We might want to improve this system a bit. We've only got two. No, we can't afford another Sweepy Duck. That's a bit of a shame. That would have actually been quite a useful addition there. Oh well. One sweeper will have to do. How's the energy going? Yeah, we've got ridiculous amounts of natural gas at this point. As soon as that is ready, oh really, come on. Just need these pipes finished. You are intentionally building the system up from the other side. Oh, you scoundrels, you. That one section of pipe is holding up all of this. They literally built it backwards. They're still doing it. They're trolling so hard right now. They don't want the stream to end. Ah, I guess maybe. Maybe that's their motivation, yeah. There we are. Bunch more hot regolith coming in. Okay. A second sweepy would make this system a lot better. And maybe that's something that we can set up. Yeah, we might be able to set up a second sweepy to that. Especially if we bring the power in from over here instead of over here. Like if we isolate that part of the ring, set up a little, another little sweepy dock there. We could have 2 sweepies wandering around, maybe even, well, 2 probably. Extend the drywall a little bit to about there, so all of this gets cooled down a little bit more effectively. That's 124, 106, 171, 210 and 20 there though. That's a bit nasty. I'm not gonna lie. Finally, we've made it up, so we will start seeing the replacing this now with insulation, obsidian insulation. That'll make a small difference. It's not going to change the world, but it'll help. This one does not need to be as high a priority, though. Largely because this is going to be a heck of a job. Now, by isolating this company this way, it means we're going to allow the atmosphere to exist up here, and it can vent out anytime someone has to go out. I'm not going to be too bothered by that. At this stage, this is not pulling very much gas at all. I mean, it is gathering stuff from the bottom of the map and sending up, which is going to be useful ultimately. But that. Now these tiles will quickly start pulling in these down. There we go. Look at that. Look at the difference on there. That's what we need to be doing from the very beginning, really. Oh well. I should have considered that, especially given what these systems were intended for. Stands to reason, but we got it in the end. Come on. Don't fail me now, computer. There we go. You know what? We could just make this an entire... just one large chimney there. I don't think that would necessarily be a bad move. If I disconnect this, then we're going to shut down pretty much everything in here, though, which is kind of a pain in the bum, but... I'll do it anyway. I'm going to move that across by 1. Good. Right. Let's get that built back in place. Can't build it there. Oh, drywall. Come on, peeps. There we go. Really? Can I not have dry? Well, I should be able to. Can it not sit atop this? That should be allowed. Huh. Maybe it's the cables. Let's try again. There we go. I do rather urgently need that one rebuilt, so let's pop that on a bit of a higher priority there. There we go, and the door, and finally the cable, and we're sorted. Perfect. Right, okay, so at this stage, we're going to want to hollow this little area out. Again, I want there to be a vacuum here. And then we'll build the drywall in that area, install the plumbing to get the hydrogen into the steam turbines room, then seal that off and just fill it with hydrogen so that's the only gas there. Then we're going to want to create just a tiny little water room just below where I can have my thermo aqua tuner in there, and we'll just use it to delete heat. It can just cool this area down. We're going to want petroleum, I think, for the coolant. Either that or oil. Simply because we're going to be dealing with potentially extreme temperatures. As you can see, 277. It's a little bit high. I'm very tempted to hook this up and just allow these to open before we wrap it up. But let's at least get the insulated tile in place first. Yeah, maybe all the pipes as well if we can. There's very little oxygen at this height now. There we go. Starting to see the natural gas starting to back up again. Bit annoying that we pumped out so much over here, but I can always stick in another pump to bring that back in if we need to. We shouldn't have to though. We've got such an enormous backlog of natural gas now. And that was from nothing as well, so we will generate that same backlog, if not significantly larger, next time as well. So at this point, it really does feel like the natural gas generators are the things that are keeping us going. I will... Actually, I am going to pull both of these down, these two hydrogen generators. I don't need them right now. It's not so much to replace them with copper, because again, we are going to need them to be steel so that they can handle the temperatures involved. But we don't need those generators at the moment. Alright, so not exactly the duplicants can into space that I was hoping for. But still. I don't like using the kind of cheesy tactics like that. Bikranos. Hopefully I got your name right. Like, you can absolutely basically make infinite pressure, infinite gas compressors, infinite liquid compressors, things like that. I generally try to engineer ways around having to use stuff like that. Like up here, you can easily do the little tactic of just putting a drop of water there, and because there's drywall behind it, it'll never evaporate. But I like to try and find ways to make it work without having to do stuff like that. It is a little bit cheaty, but it is a lot of gas. Yeah, I absolutely. It's like atom smashes into a fortress. I didn't tend to like using those either, for much the same reason. But I think by and large, we have now got this to a state where the next time we play, which will hopefully be fairly soon, we're going to be able to get the telescope up and running and then start working on space research. I was really hoping to get there in this one stream, but I'm going to have to skedaddle because I've got some recording to do that I wasn't banking on, alas. But Yeah. I go for like the waterlocks, but they're actual waterlocks rather than a few grams of liquid being able to hold back. They're practically infinite pressures on either side. There's several tons of oil that someone has to move through to get in there. There's probably several tons of oil over here as well, actually. Yeah, there's quite a few tons of oil that they're moving through in order to use that liquid lock. But that's going to be it for today's stream. Hopefully we're going to be coming back to this relatively soon. I do actually want to continue exploring this area. Oh, really? Really, Ital? Again? I swear you're doing this on purpose. Oh my god. That's twice now. You've beaten me at my own game. How could you? Twice. Wow. That was fantastically well played. Yeah. Love the new emotes. I'm glad you're enjoying the new emotes, mate. Your timing is suspiciously good. Yes. Suspicious. What was Etel playing? Let's have a look. Oh, Spider-Man. Oh, on that note, Etel, what are your thoughts of the PS5 so far? They are now available in the UK. It was a couple of extra days. It wasn't until the 19th that they were in stock anyway, or rather that you could buy it from UK retailers. But I've been umming and ahhing, because really for me so far, there's only one game that I would buy it for. That's already out, that is, and that's Demon's Souls. I will get it even if I don't have it once Horizon Zero Dawn 2 comes out. I think the PS5 is great, especially if you like Demon's Souls. Funny you should say that, Ital. Yeah. Ital can't stop talking about the PS5. Really. Rebranding soon to Italis 5. I see. That's good, eh? Yeah, once Horizon Forbidden West comes out, that's pretty much going to be where I'm going to... if I have, like I said, if I haven't already got it, I will be getting it at that point. There's just no two ways about it. That will be the game that I would purchase it for. Right now, of the games that are out, the only one that I really, really want to play is Demon's Souls. It'll actually be the first time I've ever played Demon's Souls. I've played all of the Dark Souls, but I've not played Demon's Souls. So I'm looking forward to the experience. Demon's Souls is just a remake, not a remaster, just polished graphics. Honestly, it's fine though, because I haven't played Demon's Souls. So for me, it would be an opportunity to see what, from what I understand, was the place where it all began, more or less. I mean, insofar that any Souls game really has continuity to the other Souls games. I mean, they kind of always do, but it's very kind of. Oh, balls. Well... I guess that was going to happen, wasn't it, if I sealed this off? Because suddenly, these tiles are sharing temperature. Poop. I may have made a city. Well, that does suck. I was hoping that this would be a continued area where my duplicants would be able to have a bit of atmosphere, but maybe I am just going to have to strip that away and allow this to be completely empty. That is actually fantastically sucky. Oh well. Spent so much time building that too. Gonna have to strip that down and rebuild it once all of that is done. The graphics are really polished though. Yeah, I kind of figured that. I won't forget the battle, Doc Diving Dogman. Like I said, that's going to be the end of the stream once I do that. So we're just going to hang tight for a couple of minutes. Because this time, I'm not actually going to stay around like I did last time after an Etal raid. Because I need to get some recordings done. for YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't know if Etel remembers this pain. I had a bunch of things scheduled. I had my tomorrow completely clear. I could just focus on the stream. Didn't matter if it accidentally led into a 15-hour marathon because everything was already sorted. I had made preparations. And then, whether it was my fault or YouTube's fault, I mean, I don't think it is my fault. I personally, I am offended that you think it was. But whatever happened, for whatever reason, it went out at the wrong time. So now, no, I don't have tomorrow free. In fact, my tomorrow, which is now today, is now very unfree, and I've got to do a batch of recordings again, which I am a little bit, ever so slightly, frustrated by. Ever so slightly. Let's get that rebuilt. Funk. So yeah, that was a little bit of a pain. Italics, the Horizon games. If you, I can't imagine you wouldn't enjoy it, because you and I seem to have such a similar taste in games in general. And I really liked it. It wasn't just a passing like of Horizon Zero Dawn. So, but again, it did kind of touch on themes that I have a particular personal interest in, namely AI, and generally I'm a sucker for anything post-apocalyptic. But even outside of the reasons why I liked it, pretty much I've never seen anyone say anything bad about the game. As far as I'm aware, it is universally liked, so I couldn't imagine you wouldn't enjoy it. And from what I saw of Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West, that one looks like it's going to be a crazy one. But it is a heavy narrative game, so, you know, those can sometimes be a little bit more than someone really wants is bargaining for. You just kind of want a game that you can play and then not play if you don't want to. Whereas that one kind of sucks you in. I could extend the transport to have an exit in space. That's actually a pretty solid idea, to be fair. Though the transport tubes are annoyingly cumbersome to position. But that is actually a really solid idea. The only thing with doing that, I would need to make sure that there was a little hamster wheel out there, just in case the base ran out of power and someone had left, and then the only way back is through the transport tube. It needs power to let them use it. That would suck. So I would need a hamster wheel so that at the very least, they're like, well, if all else fails, I can pedal until there's enough power to suck me back into the vacuum tube for people. That would possibly work. Yeah, it's a heavily narrative game with a heavy narrative, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. But anyway, that is going to be it for tonight's stream. We managed to get into space, though we're not really doing much with it yet. We've set up a lot of automation that we haven't even actually tested, and I'm just that kind of cruel where I'm going to make you wait until the next stream to see if this even works. Because I still haven't forgotten the volcano that didn't work, and I waited until the end of stream to test it, and then it was just a massive flop, and that made me sad for a day. But I'm reasonably happy with what we've managed to set up. We've got a little bit of CO2 back in here for the slicksters, and we are slowly accruing a large colony of slicksters at the top who are bathed in chlorine and thus not producing any oil or petroleum, which, okay, that's not great, but we will fix that. That sounds very much like a future Aavak problem, honestly. Down here, the volcanoes are doing their job reasonably well. We are slowly melting the core of our asteroid, which is not so good. That is actually something we're probably going to want to try and address in the fairly near future. As far as the geysers, we've pretty much explored everything now. We are doing okay for power. We're actually producing a backlog of power. All of this is natural gas. That will probably last us. And the base is pretty power hungry, but it's power hungry because I've been very inefficient in how I've set it up. In the next stream, we will hopefully trigger this system, actually get it doing things. I'm going to set up a little cooling system to run some petroleum through these tiles to just pull the worst of the heat out of it. That wasn't something I had really planned for, but it does make sense that that's going to be an issue for us. The only alternative is to actually have a further gap between the outer shell. And that's also something I could do, but of the two, that's the larger engineering issue. Whereas making a little coolant loop will be a much easier to solve problem for us. Whether it'll be in the long term a better solution or not, I couldn't tell you. But the goal in the next stream: set up a telescope, set up some space research, build a rocket, get to space. Simples, I think. I hope, possibly. The first volcano flopped. We then rebuilt it, and then it worked. So the volcanoes themselves weren't flops. It's just my initial plans were a bit of a flop. Aavak, you need to talk to the Hyperloop company in California about the bike-powered transport tubes. You're on to something here. I mean, they want to pay me. Sorry if I missed it earlier. Difficulty setting on Asteroid? Oassise. Difficulty setting? I'm not even sure there are difficulty settings, are there? But let me see if I can't bring up the details for the asteroid so you can get the lowdown on that. Maybe in... where might that info be? Colony summary, perhaps? Does that show me what kind of asteroid we're on? It's an Oasis asteroid. It does have a frozen core. It's geoactive. But I don't believe I can actually get the details of it, I'm afraid. But it is... in terms of the asteroid itself, it is the Oasis asteroid. I'm not sure what you mean by difficulty settings. I wasn't even aware there were some. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the stream. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed. And will be joining me for the next. Looks like Twitch is having a little bit of a twitchy session just at the end, probably throwing a little bit of a tantrum because I'm leaving. But yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed. I have had some fun. Even though we haven't made a great deal of progress, I'm pretty happy to be just out in space playing around with it at the moment. So in the next stream, I hope to actually progress that a little bit further and literally send one of the dupes into space. I'm not sure if we're going to get to the point where we do wrap up this colony or go through the temporal tear. I would very much like to. Whether we can get there or not, we'll have to see. But that's what we're going to be aiming for before the new DLC comes out. We've got a couple of weeks, perhaps, before then. But that is going to be it for now. So thank you again for joining me. It has been a pleasure. But until next time, and as always, do take care, everyone.